All right. All right. We're recording now. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and introduce yourself. Who is Britt the Tattoo Tinkerbell here?
Okay. So my name is Brittany. I'm a tattoo artist, or just artist in general. I've been doing it for what are we at 20? So 7 years now. Did have a little bit of a gap, but that is just who I've been. What I've always done. It's just art. So
That's great. That's great to hear. You've been doing it for 7 years.
yes, I started as a senior in high school. So that was back in 2018, or like it would have been like 2017, 2018 time, somewhere in there.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. No, I hope to do it a little longer. But yeah, no, it's been fun. I've definitely learned a lot. So
Okay.
it's like a cool industry to be in.
Yeah, of course. So let's get started. When did you first know tattooing was the path for you?
um, I think it took a little bit, honestly. Whenever I guess what really did it for me was going to a shop and getting my first tattoo and actually talking to someone. That really got the ball rolling. But I knew before that, I guess I want to say it was around 14, 15 when I kind of had the idea put into my head and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. But I had a lot of people that was like, art isn't a real job. You can't make money. You need to be more realistic. So I kind of tried to push that off until, like I said, I just went into a shop and talked to somebody and now here I am.
So the moment you first got your tattoo, you knew this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think that's what really did it for me. Like I said, I kind of had the thought, but being like in the shop and talking to my who was my mentor at now, it I don't know, it like set a little fire in me, dude. I was like, oh my god, this is what I want to do. This is what I have to do, and I just did anything and everything to, make it happen. Well, I guess not everything, but
Basically, it's like don't let no one tell you what you can or cannot do.
yes, yes,
Do what makes you happy.
yeah, no, exactly that.
Do you remember the first tattoo you ever gave, and how did it feel?
Oh my God. Yeah. So the first tattoo that I ever did was actually on myself. But I like to count the first tattoo that I did on another person as like the first tattoo. Because that was a really big moment for me. It was a friend of mine and she got just a little crown on her finger, which if any other tattoo artists are watching this, doing a finger tattoo for your first tattoo is insane. Why I did it, I don't know. But oh my god, you're gonna laugh and this is gonna be a little gross, but I literally like threw up before. Like I was so nervous, I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, like this is permanent. Like I'm gonna tattoo someone. Like it. Like I still remember. Like look, I'm starting to get like worked up. Like I remember that feeling. But getting through it and doing it and seeing her reaction and just it felt really good in the end because she was happy with it and I was able to do something for someone and I was able to make money from that, and like it was just a really big turning point for me.
That must have been a pretty big experience. I didn't expect a lot of graphic stuff from that. It was
Yeah, no, I know. I'm sorry. You can cut whatever out if you need
no,
to.
no, no.
It was
Listen.
just
I want to know your story, whether it's funny
okay.
or whatnot. I just want to
Oh
know the
no, dude, I remember.
backstory.
Honestly, even now, this many years into it, before every tattoo, I get this like little nervous feeling because it's still permanent. It's a very intimate process with someone because you're really you're getting close with them, you're getting to know this person, you're physically right like super close with them because you're tattooing them. So yeah, it's still a really big deal to me. I love it. But yeah, that first tattoo that was a lot. I was nervous.
Well, hey, it's like, brr, I can feel the shivers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So, on the next one, what inspired you? Because since I met you at Anime Inc. a few months ago, what inspired you to specialize in anime tattoos?
I wouldn't say I'm so much specialized. Well, I guess I'm trying to like dip my toes in it, right?
Yeah.
I have recently got into anime. I hadn't really watched it before, but I kind of found a few shows that I like fell in love with, and I was like, oh, I really like this. So it kind of like opened the door for me to a little bit more. And my husband, who you also met, he has
Yeah.
always been into it, so he's like constantly showing me different things, and then like talking to just some of my clients and customers and things. I'm like, okay, maybe I should like open up to other styles or other, characters or graphics, whatever, just to kind of like broaden my horizons, right? But I think I don't know, I just found a couple shows that I liked, and I was like, well, this would make for a fun tattoo. So,
It's great because I know, because I know there was a lot of stuff. Listen, I'm a fanboy myself. I love talking about these things. You know, even my parents told me I keep talking about it. Don't worry, I'm trying to have other topics to talk about. That's hence why
oh no, you're
I'm
okay, you're okay.
talking to you guys here about y'all personal experience. But yeah, it's just. I'm a personal fanboy by the sense when I talk about like pop culture stuff, DC, Marvel, anime,
Okay,
whatever comes
okay.
to mind. I
Yeah.
just know I know because I know your husband's is talking a lot about it. So I was like, he's done a lot of anime tattoos before.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I guess they find stuff that people are into and they just try to like entail it into their skin.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what I think that's what makes it fun is like you get to see their reaction and you get to like give this person like a permanent, and especially when it is like a character or like a show or a movie or even a book that people like it's always fun to kind of bring it to life, and to create this whole piece. And especially when it's like a custom piece for someone, it makes it really cool and neat, and it's fun to like brainstorm with the client, especially when it comes to like characters and things.
True. And I know, and listen, I know you had to, you had to learn a lot about these shows before you started designing the specific character designs. Because I know it must have taken a lot out of you to learn about the shows your husband was teaching you.
For sure. I didn't realize some of these shows, like, they go on forever. Like, there's so many episodes. But yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like anime is different than just like a normal, obviously, right, than a normal like cartoon or
Yeah.
show. Like, it just, there's so much more like depth to it. And I think that's what really like got me into them is there's so much detail and like depth, and the art behind it is got to be like the coolest thing.
Oh yeah, of course, definitely. How do you balance technical skill and creative storytelling in your tattoo work?
Ooh, that's a good question. Uh, I'm sorry. Do you mind repeating it again? I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. How do you balance technical skill and creative storytelling in your tattoo work?
So I think it's really there. There can be a line, right? Because when it comes to tattoos, there are certain things, there are certain designs, there's certain, whatever that don't necessarily translate over to make a what you would consider a nice tattoo. So sometimes I try to always keep like the integrity of the piece or the character or whatever it is that we're tattooing.
Yeah.
One, we want to make it look good, right? We want it to like make sense. You want things to be like proportionate. You want things to like flow in line. But also with that, being an artist, and taking those things, I've had a lot of pieces where like we just have fun with it, right? You take all of that out and you just like dump this like creative process into it of like different colors and different designs and different styles and different like techniques, to create this like super custom piece. And it's a lot of fun to kind of like dip on both sides of the line of like, yes, you need to always be like technical and you need to make sure, again, like the tattoo looks good, you want it to make sense, but also on the flip side of that, like we don't have to just do these like flat lines, flat colors. Like we can have fun. Like that's the point of it, right? We're artists. So to be able to like be super creative with that, is always it can be a challenge, but it's always, I think it's my favorite part.
True.
I
And I
don't know if
know
that answers the question.
it did. Because, listen, some of the people I met, whether they're doing like illustration artwork. I've also spoken to a lot of SCAD students in the area,
Mhm.
and they basically like to brainstorm what story do we want to tell
Yeah.
to the audience. Like, is it going to be interesting? Is it going to be like a heartfelt romantic comedy? Like, what exactly do you want people to remember this by?
I think I like that a lot. Yeah. And art, and really with art, that's the whole point of it, right? Like you want to tell a story. And I think in any form of art, whether it's tattooing, whether it's writing, drawing, painting, dancing, whatever, I think it's super important to always try to express some like form of emotion. Like you want to be able to feel that in that piece, if that makes sense. Because it always like it just always brings it to life a little bit more.
Yeah, of course, definitely. Uh, are there certain characters or series that show up a lot in your clients' requests by any chance?
um what are a lot of characters I will say I've done quite a few like Naruto inspired tattoos. I haven't seen a lot of that show. Don't hate me, don't hate on me.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not going to.
I would say that's a pretty popular one. I've done a few Sailor Moon, which because of that actually got me to watch the show, and it's pretty cute. So that one's another popular one. I feel though here recently I've done a lot more like book talk tattoos, right? So like book characters or like certain series, or things like that. It's always fun though when someone comes in wanting like a specific character or like show design, whatever.
Hey, listen. I'm actually going to start Sailor Moon actually next after I'm done with Bleach. So
Nice. Oh, okay. I've heard Bleach is a good one. I had a client tell me that the other
So I'm
day.
I'm almost at the end of season 3. I just sometimes I'll be capping out and watching another show, but I realize, hey, I gotta watch these shows so I can understand the culture and the Japanese stuff. Because thing is, I'm trying to
Oh no,
watch
yeah.
trying to watch more of like the '90s anime. So of course Sailor Moon's gonna be next, and then it's
Yeah.
back to Dragon Ball Z, which includes the Garlic Junior saga, the Android saga, and of course
Okay.
it's time for the next movie, the fifth movie, which is Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge.
See, they like make their own universe. See, that's another one I need to I think start watching. I haven't dipped my toes into that too
Yeah,
much.
cause listen, when I get to the wait for the Cell games and I get to the Cell game saga, I'm going to be binge watching a lot of movies. Cause here's the thing, I'm going to be watching when they finally get to the Cell games. I want to take another
Mhm.
long ass movie break,
Okay.
watch the sixth movie, which is Return of Cooler, the seventh one, Super Android 13, the eighth one, Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, and after that, after we defeat Cell in that section, I'm watching the ninth movie, which takes place after the Cell games, BoJack Unbound. So pretty much,
Okay.
pretty much that season 6 and those 4 movies. That's gonna be a lot of Dragon Ball Z I'm watching.
No, I mean, but like you said, you're gonna binge it, have fun, make it like a movie night, and get some snacks.
It, exactly. But yeah, I am trying. Listen, like with your artwork, it's nice that you're having like doing all these types of artwork on people's tattoos and everything. So you'd be like, hey, I haven't heard of that show before. Maybe I might want to go check it out when I get home.
Oh yeah, I know for sure. And even outside of anime, I've had a lot of like movies or TV series that
Yeah.
if I have a client or like coworker or something talk about it enough, I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go watch it. Like, fine, you got me.
There you go. Well, time to go on to the next section. Um, Life and lifestyle. What does a day in the life look like for you as a full-time tattoo artist and a mother?
Oh, that's a good question. So a normal day for us is really I'm not like a crazy strict parent. I'm just trying to teach him to be a good human, good person, right? So we get up, we have breakfast, we'll go outside, we'll walk our dog. If I do have appointments that day, he does end up staying with a sitter. So he goes to grandma's for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I come to work, I do my thing, we'll go pick him up. And then it's just a lot of like playtime. he's really getting into, now that he's getting a little older, he kind of likes cuddling and like watching movies. So that's been our thing. The past couple nights here is we'll watch a little movie with them, or like a couple episodes of a show or whatever, which I know TV time isn't good, but whatever, leave me alone. um so he's the balance of it though, at first was a little difficult to kind of find, because here, like, I already have my career and my job and everything that's established, but now I have this whole little person, right, that I need to, like I said before, like teach to just be a good human. And that's kind of hard sometimes. It's very hard,
Yeah.
especially because I didn't have the best influences growing up. I, got mommy and daddy issues. So it can be a little difficult sometimes, because I'll catch myself being like, okay, like he is just a kid. He is just a baby. He's allowed to do these things. And, I'm the adult here, so I need to figure out how to react and explain and talk in a way that like he's going to understand and he's going to get. Because he's also hitting that like terrible two stage. So
Oh,
that's been
yeah.
fun.
I understand that part.
But honestly, I enjoy it like so much more than I thought I was going to. He's such a joy and a blessing, and he's just such the coolest fucking kid ever. And I feel that this job also allows me to, because I can make my own hours and I can make my own schedule, and I'm working by appointment only. I'm able to have a lot of time to just pour into him, which I feel is super important. Because I know there's a lot of parents who have jobs that,
Yeah.
they have to. It's like 9 to 5. They have to be there, and that's understandable, right? With the way the world and economy, and we won't get into all that. But I'm super grateful that I do have a career that allows me to be, kind of full time mom, but also full time artist. So
Hey, as long as it makes you happy, and listen, at the end of the day, even if he gets out of control, you still love him. It don't matter.
oh yeah,
No
absolutely.
matter what happens.
Oh yeah, no, dude, it's crazy becoming a parent. Like, and it's, you always hear it, right? Super cliche. You're like, you're never gonna love someone like your child. You're never gonna like. It's a whole different kind of love. But dude, it really is. Like, oh my god, being a parent is the coolest thing in the world. Like, he's the best kid.
Yeah. And, like me and myself, I'm not seeing anybody right now. I guess it's just not for me right now, because I tried that in
Yeah,
college. It didn't work out for me. So I'll just focus right now. I'm just focused on myself and make sure I'm successful. Now,
that's
like,
super. That's super awesome.
huh?
I said that's no, that's super awesome. I think that's super important to be
Yeah.
able to like kind of find yourself, but like you know, build work on yourself a little bit, and then invite someone in. So that's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah. Some of the friends I met, we still talk to each other these days. They're either engaged, married, they already having kids. I was
Oh,
like, well, this was after college. They got married after college, and there's a lot of people you and I age. There's a few voice actors that I've seen that are already married, and
hmm,
I was just telling myself, maybe it's a good thing that I'm not doing all that stuff yet. I mean, I'm 24, about
yeah.
to be 25, so.
No, I mean you're still young. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I
And
mean,
I think it's there's how am I trying to word this? Wait a minute. Let me gather my thoughts. I think society puts this pressure on young adults to be like, you need to have everything planned and everything worked out, and you need to be married by this age and have kids by this age, and you need to do this and that. And it's like, you don't have to. There's no book, there's no rule book that was like, hey, this is how it's supposed to go. Like, you at any moment can do right whatever you want. Because I definitely, my husband and I, we didn't do it traditional. We're not like legally married. We had our son before that, and
yeah.
we had him pretty early on too in our relationship, and don't regret it at all, because I love them, and I knew like he was the person I was going to be with, and and then we're having a baby, so we're starting a family. But like I said, there's this like pressure from society that's like, hey, you have to do this, and it's like we don't we can do whatever we please, whoever we please, right? Like, it's up to us. So
Yeah. And like I said, it'll come when the time is right. Now, right now, I got to focus on my goals.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, next question. Tattooing can be both physically and emotionally demanding. How do you stay grounded?
Oh, that's a really good question. And I really like that you asked that, honestly, because a lot of times people are like, "Oh, you're just tattooing. You get to sit inside and draw on people," and it's like,
Yeah.
yes, to a degree, yes, we are just sitting inside and we are drawing on people, but it is very physically demanding and it is very mentally and emotionally demanding. And we'll start with the physical aspect of the way that you are usually having to sit. It's very, hunched over, especially if you have to stand up for any reason, or if, certain areas on the body you kind of have to like contort or have your client sit funny. So it's in the physical sense, it can be a lot. Just on your body, right? And especially like with your hands, a lot of artists will end up with arthritis just because we use our
Yeah.
hands constantly and we're using it in that same motion, right? Of like holding the machine. So it can be very physically demanding. And I think one thing that really helps me is I'm always trying to stretch. I'm always, always trying to hit those stretches.
Oh yeah.
And I'm always trying to do like a little bit of like yoga, meditation, things like that at home, either, in the morning before I go to bed, just something to kind of help like clear my mind, like relax my body a little bit. Um, and now when it comes to like mentally and emotionally, it can also be a lot on a person, because like I said before, you do get very close with your clients. So you're just talking and you're learning things, and you get to be a part of their story in whatever way that is. And that, being an empath, I very much just, I feel right what other people are feeling. Obviously, that's what an empath is. So that can be a lot emotionally, because now I do sometimes catch myself like taking on, right, these feelings from these clients and
Right.
customers and things.
Yeah.
So I definitely, again, a lot of like meditation, like stepping back. I do a little bit of like tarot cards and things. So I'll kind of ask my cards. But just a lot of, like I said, meditation and going out into nature, dude. Just stick your feet in some grass, go stand out in the
Oh
sun.
yeah.
That shit helps so much.
I can agree with that. Sometimes, thing is, I'm actually trying to on Sunday. I'm actually trying to go back to Triplet Park because I haven't been to Triplet
Oh,
Park in a while. I'm trying to get back to working out because at some point next week I have to go see a doctor. So
oh,
seeing
okay.
everything, see how I'm doing. I mean, I have been vacationing a lot, but I'm trying to get back into like work mode and trying to, because
Fair. Yeah.
summer's almost over. Plus, we're seeing the doctor after I go see the Fantastic Four movie next week. So,
Nice. Okay. Okay.
so
So yeah,
I,
you definitely want to make sure you're like,
mhm,
excuse me. Oh my goodness. You're feeling good and everything for
yeah,
that. That makes
it's a
sense.
good thing I brought up that question because I don't know if you know this guy. His name is Tizzy Ent on Instagram. So he's been doing like a lot of like, stuff, content, political stuff mostly. But
Hmm.
he also saying stuff like social media can be a little bit draining, all the stuff he's been doing. So he was saying, thanks for all the messages I received. I told her that I can't do this forever. But then he also said, it's not like I'm not doing therapy. It's not like I'm not doing therapy. But then he was like, actually, you know what? Come with me for a second. So he drove and he knocked and he's like, "Hey, I need some therapy. You got some time for me?" Robbie, it
No.
was it
Yeah.
was it,
Honestly.
it was Robbie the Poe from Florida. He's a tattoo artist.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I don't know if you know him, but he's
No. No. No.
yeah.
No. I'll definitely have
So
to check him out after this, though.
yeah, Robbie the Poe. I'll send you the information later. He was like, actually, I do. And then Tizzy was like, see, therapy.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. Yeah. And for a lot of people, like tattooing is therapy. So I like to, every artist I feel is a little bit of a therapist as well. So.
So, but yeah, I'll send you the information. But yeah, sometimes tattooing can be a form of therapy. I had a
Mhm.
previous person on my show talking about like how she does a lot of cosplaying, and cosplaying is a form of therapy because she gets to be herself, research the character she wants to dress up as, and just put stuff together. She actually has saving up for a
Oh, I
sewing
love that.
machine.
Okay.
So,
No,
listen,
that's really neat. I love that.
anything you do, anything you can put your mind to, anything that you like doing is a form of therapy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Especially like it's bringing you happiness, it's bringing you joy. Yeah, and that's good for your mind and your body for sure. But I love that any form of art, dude. just run with it to the full extent. Like it's art is so cool. It's so much fun.
True. Next one. Have you ever had to deal with burnout or creative blocks in this line of work?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. I feel like sometimes it can be very easy to get caught up in like a creative block, especially uh as a tattoo artist. As much as, we have like people coming in wanting custom pieces and we're getting to do all this cool stuff. We also do have a lot of clients, at least for me, that come in with like, this is the design they want, this is the picture they want, this is how they want it, right? And there's no hate to that because this is your body, your choice, however you want it tattooed. I'm here to give you that service. But that becomes very repetitive, right? Like
Yeah.
just it's almost like copy and paste, right? So there's
Hmm.
no creative process in that because I'm essentially just, taking this tattoo that they want and putting it on them, but I'm not really like putting my twist on it. So yeah, I've definitely fallen into a creative block and then I kind of like fall into like the pattern. But I try and pull myself out of that with just like doodling or painting or like sitting down and just making myself create something. I recently got into like molding with like clay. So just like any form of art that I can to break out of that is usually what I try and do.
Okay. So yeah. So okay. So sometimes you always have a plan in place in case something like you get burned out from all of the art that just coming in day after day, week after week, year after year. You know how the process going, but at least you
Mhm.
know what to do in case like, oh shit, this person wants this next. I want this character next. You know the old saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's the
Oh,
most rewarding part of tattooing and the most challenging?
that's a good question too. Okay, I think starting with the most challenging would definitely it can just be very hard, especially earlier on in my career. It was a little difficult being a woman in the industry. I learned in a small town, and I would literally have men be like, I don't want a woman touching me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Um, and the industry has progressed in those ways, but I feel like sometimes it can still lack a little bit. Just because they're like, oh, you're a woman. And it's like, well, no, like I'm doing the same job that you are. Um, but also with that, it just being an artist in general, even now, years later, right? I'm successful in making money, doing what I need to do. There's still people that are like, art isn't a real job, or when are you going to find something real?
Yeah.
And that can be very challenging because it's very discouraging. Especially when I've tried to work very hard to build up my small business and my career and my tattooing. And to still hear that is like, okay, guys, come on, let's progress a little bit. And then just to jump back to that previous question of like the physical, mental, emotional, that can be a bit challenging at times, especially when you have like multiple tattoos back to back, days back to back. It could just be a lot. Um, but the most rewarding, honestly, is just the people I get to meet,
Yeah.
and seeing their reaction and like just getting to know them, and you get to do this like permanent like thing for them, and I don't know, it's so intimate and it's beautiful, and I get to help make someone feel better about themselves in a way. And you can almost see like the confidence that it gives someone, and that it's a really rewarding feeling because you're like, I got to help that person, and that's really a big reason why I got into it. Is just, one, I love the art, but two, I have a big heart for people.
Hmm.
So it's really nice to be able to meet everyone and be able to give this service to them.
Hey, I believe you, and I should know because when I met you, you were a very nice, genuine person to talk to.
Thank you, thank you. Well,
So,
I try.
and going back to like the person saying, oh, you're a woman and all that stuff. You know, people need to understand like why do y'all treat women as inferior people? They are just as capable as males, you know.
I'm telling you, yeah, I'm
Listen.
telling
I always respect people, no matter who they are, whatever kind of creative stuff they do, artwork.
you.
They go be an actor for movies. I don't care what they are, as long as I get to check out the artwork and the
Yeah,
storytelling afterwards. I want to watch my stuff. I don't care if you're I don't know mermaid or fairy, whatever it is.
yeah,
I don't care what you are, as long as I get to watch and learn and experience something truly amazing. Like people need to stop doing that. Like treat
yeah,
all people with respect.
yeah. No, I agree. Everyone deserves respect. Everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves safety, right? And that's what I really try to give in these appointments, in these sessions. I always want people to know they have a safe space here. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are, who you choose to be, who you choose to be with, what you're doing. Um, but yeah, we're always a safe space here at Sweet Peach.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've seen the photos. They're nice people to hang out with, you know. And you know,
Yeah.
I did want to come in, but I just didn't want to come without announcing like that I was coming, you know. But I do want
Uh,
to check it out one of these days.
yeah, yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
So I don't know if I have to sign something or we'll figure
It's
that.
just so everyone here works by appointment only. We are more of like a studio space. So we would just have to like set up a time, when I'm here, when someone's here. That way you could like check it out. But yeah, 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 we'll definitely set something up.
Okay. All right. Then the last question of this section: how do you keep your personal creativity alive when tattooing for others every day?
How do I keep my personal? That's a good question, dude. Good questions. Okay.
Hey, I made sure to come up with these last night.
Yeah, no,
You
no.
know how late I had to stay. I stayed up until like 12:30 in the morning.
Oh, dude. Okay. Yeah, no, you're putting work in. Hell yeah. I'm with it. I love it. Okay. So for my personal art, so like I said before, I recently have got into like molding with clay. That is
Okay.
one thing I've been trying to kind of do for myself. I'll just sit down like while my kid is napping or, maybe after everyone's gone to bed and I'll just sit and like make things. And it doesn't even have to really be anything, but for me it's just again having that creative outlet to just get it out and let it out. And then I always, and now this is something that I've always done and I've never really shared this with anyone. But I always keep this like little like sketchbook with me.
Yeah.
And I have like 5 or 6 of them now that I've gone through. And I've done this since I was like 15 or 16. But that is my own personal little like I guess you could call it junk journal, where I will just sit and like doodle or draw or write or whatever it is. Again, just to have that creative outlet and to just whenever I need it to be able to pull it out and just make art, right? So I feel that's how I kind of help just do it for me and not everybody else. It's just to have those like few little things where I'm like, okay, this is mine. Like I get to create this. Like this is just for me. Um, if that answered the question.
It did. It did. That's a lot of information I didn't know about you before. So sometimes you do other things besides this outside of the tattoo life. I know you're trying to like
Yeah,
work
yeah,
on
yeah.
like pretty much a lot of side projects, from what I can tell.
Yeah. So I've always been into art. So I originally like when I was a teenager, into like my young adult or younger adulthood, I would paint and sell those paintings a lot. So that was always a really fun thing for me, and it was really neat to be able to like sell a painting. And I was like, oh, somebody bought my art. So I've always just tried to I'm always just trying new things, right? Like I said,
Yeah.
it's the clay before I was trying to learn how to like knit. Like I'm just always trying something new.
I think we all are. You know, lately, since I started this whole thing talking to you guys, and by the time I finish, I'm going to have at least, whew, like, I'm going to have at least 7 episodes up by the time I finish with you guys. Is, you know, because
Hey.
I have another appointment later tonight at 8:30. But, you know, I just kind of felt like, you know, when I went to college and I graduated with a bachelor's in digital media production journalism, last photo
Oh,
shoot
cool.
I did, you know, didn't turn out so great. We had a falling out, mishap. So I had to put photography back on the shelf for a while because I was like, okay, so this ain't working out for me. Let's try a new project. I had to
Yeah.
go back to my college playbook. What else can I do? So I was like, thought to myself, well, hey, I did 3 documentaries when I was in college. They were really
Okay.
good documentaries. I'm good at talking to people and interviewing like a lot of people. The previous person I did 2 days ago said, you're a good interviewer. So
No, I mean, yeah, that's why I'm like every question you ask, I'm like, oh damn, okay, like these are good questions. Like, yeah, no, you definitely like you have an act for it. You're good at what you're doing. But I really like what you had said because sometimes you do have to put things on the shelf and pick up something new. And I had to do that with tattooing for a little bit. There was during COVID a period of time where I wasn't tattooing full time, and I was actually working in healthcare due to COVID-19.
yeah,
Everything shut down, right? So I couldn't tattoo. So I did have to like step back from it a little bit and picked up something new. And it wasn't exactly what I wanted to be doing, but I'm very grateful for it because working in healthcare, honestly, in the long run, helped my tattooing career. So
that's true.
sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah, you have to brainstorm these things. So, and that's how I came out with this podcast, as and everything. So, I had to make sure that it worked. Test run, like the first episode I did with one of the previous ones, blew up to 1,000 views.
Oh,
And I
nice,
was
dude.
like, well, shoot, I guess I better keep doing it. Have these
Right?
conversations.
Nice.
Cause here's the thing. I'm also planning this fall. I'm also planning to get some special guests on here, trying to get some voice actors to come talk with me because so far
Oh,
I've been in
nice.
contact with 2 of them. They said they'd be down. They just send them an email. They have to talk to their agents first. So
That's fair. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
have to
Oh, that'll
this
be really cool though, dude. Hell yeah.
I have to keep the pressure up though, because I send a few emails out, but sometimes they can be a little stagnant about getting back to me.
Yeah, and I feel like especially when you are trying to like build up your own, I don't know if you want to consider this like your business, right? Like you're trying to build yourself up. You have
Yeah,
to be persistent
I'm trying to
and
be
like really like
I'm
be
trying to
like,
be
"Hey."
yeah, I'm
So,
trying to be like a man of many talents. So I started this podcast. By the way, the name of this podcast is called The Conversation.
oh,
So
cool. Okay, hell yeah.
so
No, I'm
that's
with
why
it.
I just figured this is something simple, nothing fancy.
Yeah.
So just the conversation. No, it's no filters, just conversations.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. I love it. I'm big on like listening to podcasts. So I'm sorry it took so long, but when you had asked, I was like, oh dude, yeah, this is awesome. Like I'm so with this.
Well, hey, you are a busy, brilliant lady. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had
yeah.
time to figure stuff out. But yeah, I've been trying new tricks. To be honest, I haven't done a video game walkthrough in a while now. I've been focused on getting this thing up off the ground. So far, it's working
Okay.
out so great. So maybe I should get back to doing another walkthrough maybe later this week or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Kind of like branch out, post different things. But hey, I mean, that's really good that this podcast is taken off. That's awesome.
Yeah, because me myself, I might be done with my cybersecurity program, so I'll be done by Christmas. But
Nice.
I
Okay.
think you got to have something to fund all this cool stuff you're doing. So
Yeah.
it's a work in progress.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I have something to sustain myself.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, yeah,
So oh, we're getting off of that section. Now we're on a different section. So we're turning back to anime and fandom style, okay, if you don't mind.
yeah.
So
Okay.
so let's try this. Do you have a dream piece you love to tattoo? Something no one's requested yet.
Um, do I have a dream piece? I would love, and now honestly, I don't really have like a specific design per se, but I would love to do like a big back piece. Just something like full of color and like details. Like I said, I don't really have like a specific design, but if somebody would just let me tattoo their back, dude, I think that would be like a really big goal. I could say I checked off, being able to like complete a whole back piece. That'd be super cool.
Mm, that's a lot of hours of tattooing. Can you handle
Oh
it?
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So something like that, I'd probably break up into multiple sessions, at least 3, depending on how long or well the client can sit. Right, we can break it up into more or less, but yeah, no, I'd love to. It would be a lot. It would be a lot of tattooing, but it'd make for a really cool portfolio piece. So,
Well, shoot, put that on your to-do list then.
right? Yeah, yeah,
So, what's your process like for turning anime art into tattoo-ready designs?
yeah. So one thing that I have been doing, and I haven't fully released them yet. So I guess we'll be talking about a little sneak peek of some flash that I'm making. But I like to take like different, I guess you could say, panels or like different scenes of whatever anime, right? Of a, like a specific character of them,
Right.
and it can them make like making like a certain face or doing something, holding something. And I'll take that character, and what I've done is added, kind of made it like cutesy and girly. I've added made it like glittery effect, and done these just like really bold and bright colors to kind of have it stick out. So not so much, so that way it's not like the original, right, concept, the design, but it's still that character with just a little bit of my twist.
Of course, of course. All right, so so sometimes when something like big happens, if a person wants a new tattoo or any kind of like animation stuff, you already have sketched it out and everything. So just to make sure.
Yeah, so usually, yeah, we'll go through the consultation process, and then yeah, I'll definitely, depending on what they're wanting. Sometimes I will already have like a sketch, just because again, I'm an artist. I'm like drawing, creating things all the time. So sometimes I will have like designs that I'm like, oh, that would actually be really good if I pieced it into what they're wanting. Um, so it depends on like the client, what they're wanting, the piece. There's a lot that goes into it.
Hey, sometimes when I do these things, I do a lot of research. I research like what's to be expected, cause I think you've been following my stories on Instagram that I've been doing like convention analysis for some of the big ones like Bold Missouri. Like I went to Bold Missouri like a month ago, so I did. Listen, you're not gonna believe this, but some of the voice
Yeah.
actors recognized who I was because I kept
Oh,
tagging them so many times during my analysis of these conventions. So
I'm telling you, persistence is key. That's awesome though. That like they knew, right? Like they knew who you were. That's a big deal. I would take it as a win. Hell yeah.
yeah, because I was like, sometimes when I do the tag, I was like, they must not see me.
Oh no, yeah. See, like, and I try and do the same thing with like certain brands or certain artists. I'll definitely like just keep tagging them or keep like referencing it or
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah, definitely be persistent. That's
yeah,
super awesome
yeah.
though. They
Because
recognize. Hell yeah.
Emily Neves, who voiced Erie in My Hero Academia, she recognized who I was when I walked in the door. She said she
Oh
recognized me
my
from
god,
all my videos.
dude, nice. Hell yeah. I love that for
Yeah,
you.
and she's also dating David Matraga, Shoto Todoroki. He recognized me too.
Oh, dude, nice. See, you just, I mean, you got to keep it up, right? Like, I would
Yeah,
keep tagging, keep
I was,
sharing, keep,
I was like, well, looks like I got their attention.
right? No, yeah. I mean, it worked, right? And that's what you wanted. So, hell
So
yeah.
I was like, well, I guess I better keep doing stuff. Like maybe I might do it for like Dragon Con coming up because there's a lot of movie actors coming up now
Oh,
because
yeah.
they just added the guy who did the Mission Impossible series now. Not it's not Tom Cruise, it's someone else. I forgot his name, but he's like
Okay.
but yeah, I was like they're adding the guy from the Mission Impossible the last movie I saw. Okay, now y'all got my attention.
Right? It's like, okay, you got me. You got me.
So, I'm going on to the next one. Oh, you okay?
Yeah, sorry. My iPad was letting me know that my pencil was dying.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
my bad.
that the hell, you're good. Um, have you ever had a moment where your love for anime and tattooing perfectly collided in a client project?
Mm, honestly, not yet. Like I said, because I'm so new to like anime, I haven't done too many like really cool pieces that I would love to do. I like I said, I do have some flash that I want to release soon. And hopefully, we can get some people to like jump on some pieces that I really want to do. But yeah, no, I'm to kind of answer the question. I would love to be able to like take that love of like certain shows, certain anime, certain characters, and turn that into a piece that's also my like weird, quirky, girly neon style, right?
Yeah.
So that would be really cool. Like I said, I'm gonna release this. You got me wanting to like release all this artwork now.
I just, I just sometimes when I have these conversations, new ideas flow into like the other viewers'
Oh yeah,
brains and
absolutely.
be like, "This is something I want to do right now." So I'm guessing with me talking on this podcast, I guess I am giving out ideas a little bit
Yeah,
or
yeah, no,
something.
for sure. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Definitely inspiring.
so at least you got something to go to. All right,
Yeah.
we're getting close. We're getting close to here. I only got like, oh shoot, I got like four. I got so many questions on here, but I think we're making good time though.
Okay.
So you describe yourself as a full-time gremlin and part-time pasta enthusiast. What
A
does
part
that
time what?
say?
I'm sorry.
What does that say about your personality as an artist?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat it again? I was like,
Yeah, you described yourself as a full-time gremlin and part-time pasta enthusiast.
yes.
What does that say about your personality as an artist?
So yeah, so you saw my get to know me post. So the part-time gremlin thing, that's really funny. It's a little joke really between my husband and I. I can be very shy at first. But once I get to know you, once I get very comfortable with you, I am just this quirky little weirdo. I I'm an artist, right? I guess that, say less, right? You can expect some weird shit to go down to happen. But the part time pasta enthusiast is my family descent. My family is actually Italian. So that's where that comes into play. I don't know what percent I am. I plan on doing like a DNA or ancestry thing soon. But yeah, that's where those two comments came from. I am Italian and I'm just a little weirdo.
Okay, so now I completely understand the whole thing. I didn't know your family was Italian. I thought you just
Yeah.
you know. Sorry, I really gotta stop doing that. Like at least know the quirks and the characteristics, of
Hmm.
people that I meet. It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
no, 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 for
It's a
sure.
good thing.
And like I said, and especially with when we met, it was at a convention. So when I'm at conventions, I'm very much in like convention mode where it's just there to try and get people, meet people, do tattoos. We have this booth. It's conventions can be a lot, but they're also a lot of fun. So
True.
it's hard sometimes. I don't want to say to showcase your personality, but I guess maybe I'm not showing myself enough. Maybe I just need to share more. Maybe that's it.
Well, hey, listen, I don't understand. I had a conversation with another person who also shy. I was like, if you can't like talk fully, I mean, at least you can show another way of communication. You know.
Yeah, which is usually my art. That's usually how art speaks when words can't. Right? It's a cliche quote, but it is true.
Yeah, because another person, she does music. Her name is Corin Todd. You'll see it. You'll see it in one of the other episodes I did.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
She does
Oh.
a lot of. She's a singer. She does music, and sometimes when she gets shy, she like. Explains her music and messages and everything. Some of her, I listened to her song "Hindsight" 20 times before. Now it's up to 40 times.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna check out
So
some new
she's
music. I've been
very
needing new
nice.
music
She also
too.
she
So.
was actually at the convention while you were there called Chibites.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yes.
What?
So
See, I need to walk around, hit the booths more when I'm at the conventions.
yeah, hey, just make that note for next time when they
Oh
come
yeah,
back
for sure.
to Savannah or something, because they will be back May 29th to the 31st.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember you telling me that the other day. No, I definitely want to go back to anime work that convention again. It was a good one.
Yeah. Listen, the Savannah's trying to put more big conventions out in this hostess city, But I skipped Savannah Comic Con. There was nobody I wanted to see. I mean,
Uh, okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
know, I know they had the voice of Jimmy Neutron there, but I've been
Oh,
campaigning like certain voice actors to come since February. Didn't work. They
oh,
had everything playing from the start. So, so I
okay.
was like,
Well,
well,
maybe
shoot.
next year.
I was like, well, shoot. Maybe I need to keep going to the Atlanta ones instead.
Yeah, no, the Atlanta show, we did an Atlanta show, and it was a good turnout. Definitely right, because it's big city, so there's definitely going to be. I feel you'll run into like bigger names or just a lot more people.
Yeah, because most of them been traveling from the West Coast. Some of the bigger places like Anime Expo, San Diego Comic Con, which is about to happen this upcoming week, they're based on the West Coast because California has all those studios.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I did some digging, did some research. Even Anaris Quinones, who was at Boat Missouri, she understands some of the videos I was doing talking about. Okay, so these guys are based on California on the West Coast. That's why they got to have those studios over there, and that's why most of them
Uh,
live in California.
yeah, okay, makes sense.
Especially
Makes
when they
sense.
have all those world premieres and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that California's expensive, but I still want to go. I can still make it there if I just save the money I can. But sometimes I spend
Oh,
money
for
on all
sure.
those.
Yeah,
I
I
spend money.
definitely. I feel like it would make for a really fun trip, right?
Yeah, sometimes I spend money on like all those figures I got. Like Christopher Sabat was like, I never seen this before. I ordered this off of Macari and I got it from Japan. Japan actually
Oh,
delivered it to
nice.
my
Okay.
doorstep.
Dude, you don't have to. I completely get that. Our money goes to our thing is Funko Pops. We have like walls, like they just go up. We have so many of them. Oh my god.
So I listen. I had to get Armor on my, especially with the show ending this October. I think you see my post saying it was Deku's birthday.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, they dropped the teaser poster for that too.
Oh, nice. Okay, that'd be cool to get your hands on.
So I'm just, I don't want it to end, but it's part of the
Yeah.
journey. Part of the journey is the end.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's
I be
true.
dramatic. I even posted saying the end begins this October.
That's okay.
So I'll send you the trailer later.
Yeah, no,
Let's
for sure.
see.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry if I'm. I know we almost at an hour, but I still got like a lot of questions left. If you don't mind, I mean, I know you said your appointment's not until 3, so I'm trying to go as fast as I can.
Yeah, I will have to like cut it short at like 2, like before 2:30, just so I have time to set up and
That's right.
everything.
We should be done by then.
Oh, okay, then yeah, we're good.
So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just, I'm just enjoying our conversation here. There's a lot to
Yeah, no,
unpack
it's good.
here.
Yeah.
So, your platform really centers on kindness and inclusion. How do those values show up in your tattoo practices?
Um, I just like I've said before, I always try to make sure I am making this a safe space for everyone. I always want to make sure that someone feels comfortable. So even in the little things of like, I'm gonna ask before I touch your arm, or I'm gonna make sure you're sitting comfortably. Or one thing that I do that's super big throughout the tattoo process, I'm constantly like, "Hey, are you okay? How are you doing? Do you need water? Do you need a break?" Um, because tattooing can be hard, especially on the client. Like
Yeah.
tattoos kind of suck; they hurt. So I want to make it comfortable for them in that sense, but also comfortable in a sense of like a lot of times, when you walk into a tattoo shop, it's very like manly and burly, and there's rock music playing, and there's black and skulls and everything all over the walls, and that can be really intimidating for a person, especially when you have, I'm sorry, some of these old heads that are still running them. Um, and they're not making it feel safe and accepting for everybody. And that's my biggest thing is it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, who you choose to be, like you are always safe here, um, no matter what. So I always try to make sure, even in little things, just to make sure that my clients and people here know that.
It's good that you have those values in there because lately, with everything that's going on in the world today, people need to make sure they have places to go that they feel
Yes.
respected, safe, and always
Yes.
welcome. That's been on crazy, even myself as a black person, I always go to like these places. Hey, these guys are nice and safe to be with. Like I go
Yeah.
to like mostly I'm not like some of those guys in the hood or something. Listen, I was hanging out with the wrong people in middle school, focused on getting basketball shoes or something. But when I got to high school, I started turning over to the nerd side.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
So I just, cause pretty much I just kind of felt more better than just like I was hanging out with the wrong people, but after some socials I realized, well shoot, to be honest, my nerd stuff this all started when I watched Batman the animated series when I was a kid. So I was
Oh,
like, why not go back and stick to those values? Like, you,
right. There you go.
because I was like, there was nothing wrong with being a nerd for this stuff, being a
Oh
fanboy.
no.
So,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I went from collecting basketball shoes from the NBA and all that stuff to a person who collects like figurines and stuff from anime shows and stuff.
Hey, I mean, everybody's got their thing. No, I'm with it. Heck yeah.
So it's a lot. I don't know if I got any more space. I think is I stopped collecting after I got Armored All Might. So
Oh,
I,
okay.
you know how much stuff I got in my room right now? It's a
Oh, I
lot.
believe it.
So I have to send you a picture later.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure.
So, but you get. But I see where you're coming from. Everybody has. People. It's called character development.
Yes. Yeah, we all grow. We're all growing, evolving, learning. I think it's super important to, like let the change in and not, run away from it because growth is super important.
I got you. Um. All right. So next part, we're going back to the motherhood stuff. Life, motherhood, and meeting. What's it like being a mom while also being a full time artist?
Um, it is it can have its challenges because sometimes I will get so into like artists creating, content, tattoo, like I get so in that mode um, that it can be a little difficult to like switch it off. But honestly, becoming a parent has kind of helped me do that just because, I don't want to take away from him. I don't want to, you know, because this job does not mean more than him. I would very much quit my job if I needed to for that child. I love him so much. But I also want to show him that like you can follow your dreams, you can do exactly what you want to do, no matter what people are telling you. Because as long as you put your mind to it and you have these goals and you have a good head on your shoulders, you can do it. Um, so really, in a sense, I feel like he's just like being a mom has like helped my confidence and like helped me, in a sense, become a better artist.
That's nice. That's nice. That's actually kind of emotional. It's nice that you don't lose yourself in what you're doing. Like you just do it for the love and the passion of it.
Yeah.
Because I know you still have a family that you care about, and nothing
Mhm.
comes before family. You gotta
Yeah.
keep,
Yeah.
keep you gotta keep that as a mindset. And it's funny that you mention all that because one of the things that I've seen in some of these movies on these actors, take Josh Brolin who voiced Thanos in Avengers: Infinity War. I
Okay.
saw one of his videos saying, this profession in this day and age, 9 times out of 10, voice actors want to figure out how to be famous, whereas back in the day, it was all about paying your dues,
Okay.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Basically, what his message was like, he's encouraging like new actors, don't just do it for fame, do it because you actually have a love and passion for the art.
Yeah.
Like this,
I feel like your art always turns out better, right?
mhm.
When you have that love and passion and like fire behind it, because you can really see it. You can. I mean, that's art. It's creating. So when you have that passion behind it, it's going to show through a lot more than if you're just treating it like another job.
Yeah, and pretty much some of those like Pixar films I watched, like Cars. You know, I was a kid, I didn't understand much of it, but now that I'm a young adult here, I was starting to
Mhm.
understand what the message of the movie was about.
Yeah. Oh, I love.
2006, I was 6 years old, so I really couldn't understand much. But
Yeah. No, I feel that. Yeah. Yeah.
it taught us that life is about the journey, not the finish
Yeah. Mhm.
line.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I also posted one with Pixar Soul talking about, for a long time I thought being successful was standing out and just being known. Whereas back in
Hmm.
the day it was just about enjoying the simple parts of life, understanding
Yeah.
all the connections you made, talking about like all the artwork you done. People like, what do you want people to remember you by? Just being known, or just being like your legacy, like what you've done, all the
Just yeah.
successes and achievements. If it's not, listen, if you do something that's not fulfilling, then
What are you doing? Right.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta watch that
No,
movie again. That was really emotional. Yeah,
I didn't
Soul.
mean to make it emotional.
Yeah, talking about Soul.
Oh, that okay, yeah. So I remember I think I watched that when it came out because that one came out like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah,
Am I thinking of that
2020.
movie? Yeah. No, I remember that one being like, I was like, oh damn, Pixar, like okay, like that hit me right there. Like, no, that was a good one.
Yeah, so this, sometimes, I also tip him, we don't know how much time we got left, in this grand journey
Mm-hmm.
we've been on in the first place. That's why we just got to spend in as much time as we can and not just rush to finish up.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah.
So, hey, I ain't even teaching myself something here.
Nice. See, there you go. You always learn something new every day.
So,
That's my thing is there's always something to be learned.
um, I'm trying to write this down. How has motherhood influenced your creativity or perspective on art?
I feel that it has allowed me to be more confident because I have this little person that is looking up to me at all times, who's watching me. Um, so I feel I like walk around with like my head up a little higher, and not even in like a cocky sense, but it's like I want to show him again that like you can follow your dreams, you can do whatever you set your mind to. Um, and as long as you are following your heart, again, as cliche and silly as that sounds, like it'll usually steer you in the right direction. So I feel again he has just helped me really just become a better person because I want to be and do better for him and for our family.
Yeah. Hey, even kids is can help their mothers out even when they're infants.
Oh yeah, all the time.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
so
We can learn a lot from our kids.
there you go. Um, let's see. How do you manage boundaries between your chaotic art life and your personal healing or downtime?
um, that's a good question. I feel sometimes, honestly, I will just have to like set my phone down, walk away from my iPad. I'll just put them down for the day because it's as much as important as it is to, always make sure you're posting and sharing art and
Mm-hmm.
talking to clients and talking to people. You do need that time for yourself because it does get super overwhelming and that will lead to burnout, like we had talked about before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so there are some times where I'm just like, shut it off, log out, put it down. I'm going to focus on my kid, or I'm going to focus on, making a little project, or I'm going to focus on, like even something little as like, I'm just going to focus on cooking dinner and, not look at my phone the whole time. Right. So just to like have a clear mind for a minute, not have to worry about like what a client is saying or how many likes I'm getting or, whatever it may be. So I definitely, especially here recently, like now as I'm getting older, I definitely make sure that like I am setting that boundary, especially, having my family, because I want to be able to give them, my full attention, my full love and everything. Because I don't want, my kid to be like, yeah, my mom loved me, but she was always on her phone or she was always, with clients or whatever it may be. So yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, and listen, it's okay. Listen, I think what people understand is, we're not going anywhere. I mean, it's okay to like take a break if you're tired.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure.
focus
Yeah.
on. There's an old saying: take care of yourself before you can take care of others.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
You know, even when I was watching some of that stuff, like when I watched like season 6 of My Hero Academia Part 2, the Dark Hero arc, Izuku was so focused on trying to stop All for One,
Mhm.
but then Omai was like, "Wait, you haven't eaten yet in a while, haven't you?" You know, and he didn't want him to go through the same thing that he did when he was on my back
Mhm.
then. He was like, "Look, I know
Okay.
how," he was like, "I get it. I know, I understand how this burden is, but don't work too hard. It's okay to take a break if you're tired."
Yeah, no, and that goes for anything. Yeah, I mean, you have to take time for yourself. Like it's okay to be lazy. And that's another thing. I feel like society is so weird about like you have to be going. You have to hustle, you have to do that. And it's like no, it's okay to just be. Like just be lazy. Just sit on the couch, just do nothing. Like just take time for yourself.
I got you. Yeah, so I think people need to understand it's okay. We're not going anywhere. Don't if you
Absolutely.
don't
Yeah.
don't do too much in one day. It's not going to end
Yeah,
well.
for sure.
So I'm trying to get us done to do this. I know we only got 28 minutes left, but we're gonna make it. Um, let's see. A lot of people get tattoos for emotional reasons. Have you had moments when you felt like a therapist as much as an artist? Going back to the previous conversation.
Yeah, all the time. I have done lots of tattoos. Whether it comes to like, or lots of tattoos. I've done a lot of like meaningful tattoos. Whether it comes to like memorial pieces or, somebody got out of an abusive relationship, or they just quit that job, or they just graduated, or they just transitioned. Like whatever it is, it's always so beautiful to be a part of that, and be able to, you know, help that person.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, definitely at the same time, especially when there is that much emotion behind the piece. And because you end up sitting there for a couple hours too, we usually end up talking, and that's where like the therapist comes in. But I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't say, I don't really like to consider myself like therapist, because a therapist is going to give you advice. I don't really have the best advice, you guys.
true. That's true.
But I will definitely, like I said, I'll always be there to like have a listening ear. I'll be there like shoulder to cry on if you need to talk, if you need to vent. And I will try and, I have had clients and people who are like, hey, can I have your advice? And, I always try to give, uh, the best for whatever the situation may be. I try and look at it obviously from like an unbiased opinion. But yeah, no, definitely people will come in and they're like, hey, I need to talk, I need to rant, I need to cry, I need to, whatever. So I make sure like I always not allow, but like I always make sure people feel safe enough to express however they're feeling.
True. And listen, even though if some of the advice we don't give isn't the best advice, at least we try and do the best we can.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So that matters. Um, next one. Don't worry, we're almost done. You mentioned chaos, healing, and heart on your page. I've seen it myself. How do those themes show up in the work that you do?
So chaos, healing, and heart. So really just, especially when it's my custom pieces, there's always going to be a lot of just me in that. Like anytime I'm creating a piece, especially when it's custom for a client, I'm just going to pour myself into it, right? Like it makes it that much more meaningful. And the healing part of it is, this is what I love to do. Like this is as much as it's healing for the client, it's healing for me as well. Because I love this industry. I love this, this job, this work, and the people, and it is very healing in like so many aspects. And when it comes to the chaos, I'd like to say that in a positive manner, because again, just a little certified weirdo gremlin over here. Like I'm just gonna be weird, kooky. Like I try to live by the mantra of like, I don't really care what people think, right? Like we're
Yeah,
not making it out of here alive. So we might as well
exactly.
just have fun, right? Like live life, just be yourself.
It's okay to be weird. Listen. I spoke. Listen, when I was at Animazing Con, Rico Fajardo, who does Lemillion, he's into weird stuff. He's into
Okay,
weird
okay.
stuff. So it's okay to be weird. That just makes it
Yeah,
more
yeah.
fun.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So, um, let's see. I think I got two more questions and then we should be done. Um,
Okay.
if someone's nervous about getting their first anime tattoo, what would you tell them?
Um, Someone's nervous. So really just being nervous is going to be a part of the process. This is still like it's needle to skin. It, even I get nervous before getting tattooed, and I
Oh,
mean, you can see me, I have. But I usually always try and tell people like, um, they are in complete control, over the whole session. You tell me when you want to stop, if you have to go to the bathroom, if you need to smoke a cigarette, if you just need me to stop tattooing. That way you can just sit, breathe, whatever it may be. I try to always tell people, like, I'm not that artist that's going to make you sit here and finish the piece. I'm not going to make you, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to, even if you decided you wanted to and you change your mind, 5 minutes in, you just express that, and that's it. It's really important, again, just to make sure people feel safe and accepted and know that, like, this isn't supposed to be scary. It's not supposed to be traumatic. Yes, it's going to hurt a little bit,
Yeah.
but overall, like, I'm here to make sure it's fun and safe, and just a good time.
Th- That's great to know. Hey, listen, I don't like needles, but but
No, listen,
to
I don't.
be honest, my cousin and my sister, they have tattoos. Like me,
Yeah.
I'll stick with the shirt. They're easy to get rid
She said
of.
not for me. No, listen, so I really don't like needles either. And it makes people laugh because anytime I've had to go to the hospital and they have to stick me with that, I can't watch. I'm a little baby about it, but when it comes to tattoos, I don't know. It is different. It is different.
Yeah, it is. So, last question:
Okay.
Do you have any advice to give to anyone who wants to be a tattoo artist or any other people trying to get in any kind of creative career?
Um, advice. I would say, just be persistent. Don't give up. People are always going to tell you what they think, whether it be what you should be doing, how you should be acting, what you should be wearing. Like, people are always going to have their opinion. You have to do what feels best for you. You're going to find your thing, and it's going to click, and things are going to start falling into place. And that's how you're going to know. But you just don't give up before that. Like, you will find it, you will make it, you will get there. It took a minute. Like I said, I'm 7 years in,
Of course.
and in the beginning, there were many times where, like, I wanted to walk away and quit. But I'm very grateful that I didn't, right? Because that version of me walked, so now I can run, right? So I would just say, just don't give up, and, like, definitely just just don't give up.
There you go. Well, there you have it, folks. This is Brittany, Britt the Tattoo Taker Bro. Go check out some of her previous work. She's a very amazing lady. She's done,
Thank you.
you know. Also, if you're going to any like anime ink cons or your tattoo conventions or any kind of like comic cons, I've seen a lot. I've seen a few tattoo artists there. Make sure to
Okay.
go check her out and check out which the
Yeah.
next con she's going to be at. All right.
Yes, I will be in Jacksonville next month.
Yes,
So
she's going to be in Jacksonville next month, so make sure you go check her out.
yeah. Well, thank you for having me. This was actually a lot of fun. I'd love to do it again sometime.
Sure
Maybe
thing.
we can get my husband on the next one.
Oh, sure thing. I do have plans for him.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, absolutely.
All
Well,
right.
thank you again for having me. This was I had a good time. This was fun.
No problem. All right.